Hey everybody, it's Brad at Deere Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Going to do another walk around video, followed by an operational video on this 1988 John Deere 455G crawler loader that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions. I'll get up close to everything, show you everything I see, tell you everything I know, then of course we'll fire it up, kind of run it through its paces. We'll show you the pins are nice and tight up front. Let you hear the engine, show you that it tracks strong and turns strong to both directions, show the hydraulics are strong. As always, if you are in the market for a used crawler loader, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly, truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one is a 1988 455G. As you can see, OROPS, 4-speed power shift with pedal steer, 18,745 pound operating weight, 6,566 hours. So here in a little bit, we'll fire it up and we'll show you these pins up here. These pins are actually pretty darn tight, and by looking at them, they have kind of a more of a silverish look. They don't look, my guess is they've been replaced sometime not terribly long ago. A lot of times if they you know, are older original pins, they're more of a brown rusty color. These still have a little bit of a silverish look to them, so my guess is they're not super old. And also because of it having 6,500 hours and being pretty tight, I would say they've had to have been replaced at some point. And as you'll see here, as I get up close, everything fairly straight on the body, just typical scuff, scratches, paint chips here and there, but the loader arm on this side's nice and straight, no big gouges or dents or dings or bends in that big metal piece. Cylinder on this side looks fairly dry there. Some spots up here where it's rubbed there in the decal and over time, but everything looks pretty good here. We'll come back here and we'll take a good look at this undercarriage and all of its components. Kind of looking here at the pads. Pads are really pretty darn good. As you can see there, that outer edge is nice and squared, not really rolling off very much. Just about 2 fingers tall there. Back sides of those pads are nice and straight, not wavy at all. And then coming down here, looking at the chain, as you can see there, pretty darn good. Just a real little bit of a flat edge starting here on the pins and bushings, not bad at all. Just starting to get that little bit of a, I call it like a football shape. Taking a good look at the sprockets there. As you can see, the sprockets are really good. Quite a bit of life left in this undercarriage. Sprockets have quite a bit of life left there. And like I said, you can see that chain's still good and the pads are good. We're not extended all the way out up here. That front idler looks good. Top roller looks good there. And as we trim it around and stuff, no excessive squeaking or squealing anywhere. Up here on the side of the frame and everything, just typical paint scratched off from being used, paint chips here and there from dirt and rocks and stuff getting flipped up there. Pretty square here. My guess is those are the original decals. You can see some scuffs and scratches in them, but of course it's a 88 model machine. This back corner is pretty square. The ROPS up there, everything looks nice and square there. Same thing coming around to the back. Everything up top on the ROPS looks good. This back side, again, pretty doggone straight. Down here, drawbar. Doesn't show hardly anywhere at all there. Looks like the backup buzzer's unplugged. Back side of that seat. Down here. Coming around this way, taking a look at the rear corner over here on this side. Again, matches up pretty well to the other side. Very straight. I'm not seeing any big dents or dings here. Just some scuffs and scratches and in the decals. Again, there are a little bit of fade and stuff like that there in that decal. Up under here, looking in here at this valve. Honestly, pretty dry in here. Say it with any used machine, I'm sure if you go over it with a fine-tooth comb, there's going to be a seep or two somewhere, but it seems fairly dry here. Down here on the side of the frame, kind of about the exact same as the other side, just scuffs and scratches from being used over time. Taking a look at the undercarriage on this side, matches up really well to the other side. Plenty of life left there in those pads. And taking a look down here, everything's the same here on the chain. Same thing underneath here. It's kind of hard with this camera setup. I can't really get in there for you to see that very well, but just a tiny little bit of a flat edge starting on those pins and bushings there, and the sprockets on this side again. Lots of life left there. Nice and thick still there. Again, here on the side rail of the undercarriage, just scuffs and scratches there. And then again, this front idler, like I said, not all the way out. Top roller looks all right. Taking a look at the loader arm on this side, again, pretty straight. I don't see anything that looks like it's been busted or welded or cracked or anything like that. I did notice this cylinder here is just a little bit of moisture. You can see there's just a little bit of moisture down here, so that cylinder there is seeping. You can see, I don't know how well you guys can see it, there's a slight color disparity there. It's a little brighter here because it's got a little hydraulic oil that's dripped down. Back side of that bucket looks good. We'll go up and take a look at the front side of the bucket. Bucket's in pretty good shape. Looks like it's got one new tooth over here. The rest of them are pretty good. Used teeth. No big. Now there's a pretty decent size, if you want to call it a dent, upward there in that corner. Same thing over here. Cutting edge otherwise is flat. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but there is a little bit of a bump back here in this corner and a little bit of one over here. Taking a good look here at this front. That grill's in good shape there. Nothing out of the ordinary. Go up here and look down in that engine compartment the best we can. Kind of hard to get into these very well with this camera setup. I really can't go in very far. But as you can see here, it is clean and dry up top. We had these side shields off. There was no excessive oil or diesel or antifreeze running anywhere, but taking a look at the front side of the ROPS, and this side here, everything's nice and square there. Take a look up here on the operator station, kind of coming in from the opposite side that I normally do, but taking a look at the seat, that lower cushion, it's starting to pull away just a little bit down here at the bottom. Nothing out of the ordinary there, but I don't see any big cuts or tears. Looks like a little paint stain there. Backrest, same thing, I really don't see any cuts or tears there. Actually, one little small jag right there and a tiny one starting right there, a little pinhole there. Armrests are both in decent shape. Like I said, 4-speed power shift, throttle, decelerator pedal works good. Both of your steering pedals, everything works good there. 65, 66 on the hours. Loader control lever over here, everything works fine. Missing that protective rubber boot that would have been on there at one point in time, as you can see there. A couple little spots up top here where it's got some paint peeled on the top of the hood. Nothing out of the ordinary there, again, for an 88 model machine. And everything looks pretty square here, which on the ROPS, which I expected it to. A little bit of a big grease spot there, but nothing looks bent or bowed out of place up here. Everything looks pretty well normal. That exhaust pipe's got a little bit of a lean this way, and you can see there's a little bit of a dent right there. All right, like I said, this one's a 1988 Deere 455G crawler loader. Plenty of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll fire this thing up and get right into an operational video.